Saturday here at the Roar before the Rolex 24 Daytona. We're joined by all 6 drivers across the 2 cars from Acura Team Penske. So to my immediate left, we've got Simon Pagino, who's sharing number 6 ALX 05 DPI car with Dane Cameron and Juan Pablo Montoya. And then we've got the number 7 lineup, Ricky Taylor, Elio Castroneves, and Alexander Rossi. So we'll start with you. You had a big win last year with the 8500. What would it mean to you to add another big win to your resume here in a couple of weeks at the Rolex 24 Daytona?
Well, it's certainly a very important moment of the season starting here in Daytona. I think all the drivers in the world want to be here, and it's it's got a big name. It's certainly we have a fantastic team at Team Penske. Obviously, the 6 car, Dane and Juan were champion last year, so it's a pleasure to join them back and support them in the quest for another championship. But most importantly, the big long endurance races. So very excited about Daytona. Want to add that to the trophy list. That would be fantastic. But it's a long race. A lot can happen, but it's certainly very exciting.
Thanks, Simon. Dane, we'll move over to you. Rolex 24 win is kind of one of the only things missing from your sports car trophy case. 3-time WeatherTech championship champion, including last year at the DPI with Juan. Let's talk about what that would mean again for you, also for to add a Rolex 24 win to all the stuff you've kind of already accomplished.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's outstanding, and I've been trying for a lot of years now. It just seems to keep slipping away. I think this is 5th or 6th time I think Simon and I have done it together, so that's cool. And both still trying to search for the first one, but a lot of success in all the other races. But it just shows how competitive and how difficult it is to win the Rolex 24. So third year for this program and this group, and we've had a couple little issues, but been working really hard to kind of fail safe all those things and be better prepared for this year, which I think we are. And we've been really quick every year and been leading laps across both cars and everybody. So certainly a great opportunity this year for us to get the first one.
Thanks, Dave. Let's move over to Juan, 3-time Rolex 24 Daytona overall winner. Juan, you talked a lot about how much you like this race car. Talk about what it's like to race that car, what it will be like to race that car again here in a couple of weeks in the Rolex 24.
Well, one of the tough things with 24 hours, it's weather, like what you see today. You get weather and traffic and everything. It's so easy to make mistakes. So and I don't know, it makes it a lot of fun, but you gotta learn to keep it together. And I think that's always the hardest part, because pace is really important. If you have really good pace in the car, you can put everybody in a difficult situation and force everybody to up their, bring up their game to keep up. And that's when the mistakes are happening, is when the guy's doing it is you. Yeah. And when the guy's doing it is you, makes it a little harder. So I don't know, it's always fun, but we'll see what it brings. The car has been a bit of a handful.
Thanks, Juan. Ricky, a 2017 Rolex 24 Daytona, just 3rd in the championship last year. Starting now your 3rd year together in the number 7 Acura. Just what are you looking forward to the most as you head into the 2020 season?
Yeah, I think over the past 2 years we've developed a really good working relationship and had a lot of speed last year. It was really good for the 6 car to get the championship and the 3 wins. So for 2020, the last thing on the checklist is really the endurance races. So for us, for the 3 of us, winning the Rolex would be the top of our priority list for this year. And then Ellie and I moving on, just kind of carrying that pace that we showed last year with a great qualifying average over the season and translating that into some more race wins.
Thanks, Ricky. Elio, as I said, entering now your 3rd year here in the WeatherTech Championship, you feel like you've kind of fully transitioned to being a sports car racer and what that entails?
You're always learning out there. You know, every lap is different when you compete with so many talent drivers out there. And, with Acura Team Penske, as Ricky alluded, we definitely feel that this year we're going to push even harder than we can. But the Daytona 24 is the one it's on the list for the Acura Team Penske. But we feel that we also have some unfinished business. We started very well last year. Like so, three of us started very well here, and unfortunately the rain kind of like cut a little bit short. But in the championship, you know, we did everything we could to push and obviously to get the championship. We got with the sister car with the number 6, and now we're just gonna try to turn things around. Hopefully, number 7 will be our turn. Let's see what happens. But it's great to be back.
Thanks, Elliot. We'll move to finally to Alexander Rossi, 2016 Indianapolis 500 winner and regular in the IndyCar Series. Alex, you know, you're rejoining this team. You were part of the program again, or the beginning of last year. You're doing the Michelin Endurance Cup rounds this year. You know, maybe what does participating in these events and with this team do for you throughout the?
You know, it's a fantastic opportunity that's been presented to all of us by Acura and Team Penske to allow us to do these races. And obviously Simon and I, this isn't our full-time job, but at the same time there's a lot of preparation and commitment that goes into these rounds, and the obligation that we have to the team and the manufacturer to represent them and get results. So as all 5 guys have said, you know, we have a big target this year to go out and finally get a Rolex 24 win for Acura Team Penske, and there's a lot that we have to do in order to accomplish that. A lot of things have to go in our favor, but that's the main focus of mine right now. Not even thinking about anything else until we can get through the end of the month.
We'll go ahead and take any questions. We've got Jordan Bianchi here in the middle.
Jordan Bianchi, Athletic. I have 2 questions. First question, anybody wants to answer this? What has been the emphasis with Roger about a lot of success, won a lot of races? The race you guys have, it keeps kind of eluding you. So what has been the emphasis from everyone on the team?
To win.
Yeah, I think Acura is, you know, they're very determined. They know, as Ricky said, that we had a really strong season last year, but we haven't won any endurance races. So this year, probably our number 1 priority is try to get some of those. So we'll see.
Did Roger tell you guys, like, this is, I want this?
I think when you're at Team Penske every week, it's a must-win situation. So that's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? Is when you are with Acura and with Team Penske and you have the equipment you have in your hands, you're supposed to deliver, and that's your job. So.
The second question, where are you guys stacking up with the Mazdas? It seems like you guys, Penske and the Mazdas, are the 2 teams that everybody's kind of targeting as the favorites.
They look strong. They definitely look strong, and we're just going to continue working and see what happens.
Yeah, I think the Mazdas look really, really strong. I think we're struggling a little more than we expected, and I don't think Cadillac has shown anything yet. So we really have to wait and see when you know what I mean, when they start picking up the pace. They did the same thing last year, and they were really strong. You know, I think they really have a good understanding of what you need to do through this week to be very strong in the race. And you know, last year they were really, really strong as well. So we'll see.
Maybe a little of where you guys are maybe in the development cycle of the car. I mean, how much? I mean, do you feel like are you still making adjustments, developments, that kind of thing? Or are you just or are you kind of pretty well set at this point?
That's been the amazing thing about joining Acura Team Penske is in the back of your mind when you're developing a car, you're thinking, when are we going to run out of things to improve, and when are we going to stop closing the gap or increasing the gap to everybody else? When are they going to catch up to us? But the thing that I've learned here is there's so many years of experience, whether it's on the driving side or the engineering side or the mechanic side, management side. Everybody's so experienced. There's so many years of knowledge that the improvements never stop. And I think it really hasn't slowed down. We're still learning so much about this car, and there's a lot of room for improvement. I think, as you saw last year in the 24-hour, we showed a lot of pace in the dry, and then the Cadillacs were very strong in the wet. So hopefully this afternoon we get some more wet running, and we'll keep improving.
I guess that begs a good question, Dane, if you want to take this one as far as, you know, do you kind of almost want to run in the wet this afternoon just to kind of get some time that way?
Yeah, Simon's really excited to drive in the rain for sure. So I did a couple hours last year, so I think I'm stocked up. But I think you have to run here. Obviously, we've seen it, especially the last couple of years. You know, a lot of rain last year, some pop-ups from the year before. So it's just a part of being prepared for the race and for any conditions. So you know, you really don't get a lot of laps on the race week, and you know, you're looking after your equipment before the race. So kind of now's the time to bank all those laps and all the knowledge. And we're learning a lot about the new tire that we have this year, dry tire. So you know, a lot of work has been going into that so far.
Thanks. We'll go back to Jordan. If anybody else has a question, stick your hand up. We'll get a mic to you.
This question's for Helio. Helio, what are your plans for the 500? Will you be running the race, and is it finalized?
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to be back. I'm excited to be in the number 3 again at IndyCar. So will be really good, especially with the new aero screen. So probably will be more my favor now that you have a windshield in front of you. But it will be great. It's always an amazing opportunity, an incredible, and I'm lucky to be in my position. So Team Penske gave me this opportunity to try the number 4 again.
You gonna do the Indy road race the week before that too?
We will decide it. I would love to do it so that we can get not only myself but the teammates. I mean, I'm talking about the mechanics to get familiarized with the car and get the rhythm back. So hopefully we do the same what we did in the past.
Any final questions? Okay, gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Best of luck here the rest of the month.